So a lot of you out there might be familiar with a particular game developer / publisher known as Working Designs. As of late, their titles have just been skyrocketing in value. One of the more popular ones on the TurboGrafx would be Kadash, which unfortunately isn't going to be in today's lot. I'm still after that one.
Most popular I can think of, it's like in my mind, is Lunar on Sega CD.
Yeah, I mean let's face it, ladies and gentlemen. Working Designs is known for RPGs. That's kind of their thing, and they actually released many of them on the TurboGrafx. There's several just absolutely phenomenal games that they put out, and two of them we have right here. I'm holding Exile, and
we got Cosmic Fantasy 2.
Yes, and these are very, very different games. Exile looks more like your kind of action-y RPG, like maybe a little bit of Castlevania in there, with a top-down map and really sweet anime-style cutscenes, man.
And this one's more Final Fantasy, straight-up RPG.
That's a JRPG right there.
Yeah, this straight-up JRPG.
They're definitely both RPGs in their own right. I will admit that this one's probably a little bit more in my wheelhouse. I tend to lean towards more of the action-y stuff, but you know what? Dude, if it's Working Designs, I'm going to give it a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, that goes without saying. So,
probably got an interesting storyline.
Oh, I'm sure it does. I'm sure it's awesome. So, hey, dude, both of these complete in the box. A complete in the box TurboGrafx Working Design title.
Nice minty boxes.
Nice minty boxes. I mean, if you can do that, it's a good fucking day. Period. Hey, gang, did you know that I have a podcast?
No.
No? You want me to tell you about it?
Sure.
Okay. It's called The Nerd Bucket. See, Tommy's a great friend. He's just a really bad fan. It's okay. I guess being a good friend is more important, right?
True.
So it's called The Nerd Bucket Podcast, and I actually do it with my buddy Tyler, who's also a fellow TurboGrafx collector. And occasionally on that show, we will show pickups, things like that we've come across. And I like to throw in a little bit of things to make Tyler jealous, just, one Turbo fan to another. And recently, I showed him a TurboGrafx pickup, one of which was this guy right here, Superstar Soldier. Did you know that this was part of a trilogy? Okay, well, you do now. So, Star Soldier was the first one, obviously. Then you have Superstar Soldier, which is definitely an upgrade. And then after that, you've got Soldier Blade, which is like...
sounds awesome.
The badass version of this. I've actually played that in a tournament, and I won, by the way. It's the only time I've ever gotten my hands on one of those, because that's a very expensive game. And, quite frankly, this one isn't cheap either.
Oh.
Any of the shooters on TurboGrafx...
Hey, that's the pricey stuff on TurboGrafx.
You're going to pay for it. There are a couple of ones that are semi-affordable, but these, not so much. When you get into the range of stuff that I don't have, it tends to hurt your wallet. Like, it hits your wallet in the balls. And it sucks. But I've actually played this, Superstar Soldier. It is a fucking awesome top-down shooter. If you like the super-powered kind of riding stuff where you get, like, insane fucking gun upgrades, man. I'm not just talking like a different gun, like a force field, then an option, then different types of missiles, then different types of guns. I mean,
who doesn't love those kind of games?
It's almost overwhelming. Like, just the amount of shit that you can pile onto your craft.
Is this one of the ones we're playing soon?
Absolutely, because this is a kick-ass game. And Tommy needs an education in TurboGrafx, and that's why I'm here.
Okay.
Edumacation. So, Tommy, what does this look like to you?
It looks like somebody put a game into the wrong CD case. It looks nothing like those anyway.
Yeah, normally, 9 times out of 10, you'd actually be correct. But in this particular case, this is the actual case that this came in. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Okay. Dude, you just getting fucking mad knowledge shoved into that head of yours, man.
All about TurboGrafx.
All about TurboGrafx. Like, dude, you're gonna be all grown up when you leave here today. You're gonna be a fucking man. It's gonna be awesome. So this was the packing game, actually, with the Turbo Duo. It's got a little hidden surprise here.
Is that more games?
3, dude, it's freaking 2 more games. You got 3 games total in here. You got Gate of Thunder, Bonk's Adventure, and Bonk's Revenge, all on CD.
That's awesome.
It is really awesome. Dude, they gave you all of that with the packing game, and if that wasn't enough, they actually threw you a Turbo Chip game on top of that.
Damn.
So you got like 4 games.
I missed my opportunity.
It's you and me both, dude. So I actually got lucky on an eBay auction when the guy had a best offer. And I threw him an offer on this, and all he had with it was the Bonk's Revenge manual, which is a semi-common Turbo Chip game. Bonk's Adventure, Bonk's Revenge, you can see those pretty much any day of the week. Finding a Gate of Thunder manual, however, that's a little bit tough, because they, as far as I know, didn't sell that as a standalone game. It was only available as a pack-in, much like Keep Courage. Definitely a little harder to get. So I basically use that as my edge, like, look, you've got the Bonk's Revenge manual, but I can usually find those pretty easily. Finding a Gate of Thunder manual to get this thing complete, that's going to be a little bit tough.
Yeah.
But I didn't exactly give him all the facts. I mean, technically what I said is true. You know, finding a Gate of Thunder manual is tough, but...
You already have one.
I already had the manual. I got it in a lot of manuals with the TurboGrafx off of a lot on eBay, and I was like, you know, I might need this someday. I'll save this for a rainy day. Like, maybe I'll need it to complete this. Maybe I'll need it as a trade.
There's your rainy day.
Either way, dude, there you go. Like, literally all I need to get now is the Bonk's Adventure Manual, which is not that tough to get, and I'll have it complete since the original game came with all 3 manuals. So, dude, Gate of Thunder. An entry into the freaking Thunder series. One of the best shooting franchises, not only on this platform, but probably ever in history. This is a fucking amazing game. I cannot wait to play this.
You either?
I cannot wait. It's going to be awesome. Like, we're going to get some beers and some freaking cigars and some Doritos. And
Yeah.
it's going to be, yeah. It's going to be freaking nerd party when we throw this bitch in.
You can't really contain yourself for this one, can you?
No.
No.
Do you want to tell him a little bit about it before I like pop?
This is his holy grail. This is the whole reason he wanted this video.
This is the reason this video was delayed, because I had a shot at purchasing this. I was like, I could do the video now, but I'm like, dude, I've got a chance to get this, and this would, like, make the fucking video.
I feel like you could make a video just about this, honestly.
I think I could probably talk about this all day.
Yeah.
I've never played this game, guys. I remember getting the little promo VHS tape. I was a TurboPlay, which is TurboGrafx version of Nintendo Power. They sent you a little demo tape, you know, selling you their CD system, basically. And this game was, like, the featured item on the tape. And when I saw this, my mind just was, like, ready to get fucking blown. I was like, dude, it's got, like, metal music on it, like, freaking shredding metal guitar soundtrack.
It's awesome.
It is awesome. The gameplay, I was like, I'd never seen anything like this. Like, not even in the arcade. I was like, oh my god, like, I need to get the CD attachment, like, now. Who do I have to kill? Guys, it's fucking Lords of Thunder, man, and rock and roll! Whoa! Oh my god, I am so happy to have this game. This is it, dude.
This is like the epitome of shooters, right?
This is the greatest shooter ever. Like,
and you know we love shooters in here.
Yes, we love shooters, and coming from a system that is full of awesome shooters, saying that this one is the best one, that's like picking a freaking MVP from an all-star team. I mean, this is it! Lords of Thunder, man! Help!
And obviously we can't have a retro game haul video without an accessory.
Without at least one accessory.
At least one.
I mean, accessories with TurboGrafx, pretty few and far between.
So it's a little bit harder to get something, but...
It's a little bit tougher, but I've been holding out for this one, Tommy. This is definitely one of the ones that you do see on occasion, not super rare.
But, I mean...
They're always fucked up.
Yeah,
and
I've seen fucked up ones.
I could have pulled the trigger on several of these, but I'm honestly really glad I didn't, because it would always irk me if I got one of the fucked up ones. I want it nice, I want it pristine, I want it complete.
That's look beautiful, and I think we did pretty well.
I think I did okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we got basically what's deemed the briefcase, the TurboGrafx 16 console and CD system holder.
Man, you could tell them about this. Look at this.
Yeah, you see that? That's not a blemish on the label, guys. That's actually the little factory kind of like cellophane thing that comes off there. It's still on there, and I'm going to leave it on there. I can't believe it's still on there. I mean, dude, look at this thing. This is like scratch-free, dude. I mean, this thing is freaking primo
usually
shit.
You have like scrapes across this.
Of course.
Like this thing looks like it hasn't been touched.
No, this thing, like the hinges, everything on this is top-notch. So, remember how we told you that a lot of these are fucked up?
It's usually right here.
Usually right here. These two little tabs that you see in the front.
Now, what do they look like to you? They look like those little flaps you lift up, right?
Yeah, you pull and they snap open, and then you just pull the thing up.
That's a mistake.
That's not how this works. You have to be very careful when you open this. Do this very, very gingerly. So the technique, instead of, pulling up and trying to get them to snap, you basically just pull up and lift at the same time. And this is actually really cool. This came with the TurboGrafx CD system, Tommy, the original CD attachment. And if you look at the outline right here, you'll basically see the TurboGrafx goes right here, and then it's got a spot over here for the CD attachment. So it can literally hold
here is what controllers, games.
Controllers, maybe a couple games and stuff. Throw your accessories in there. I just think that it's really awesome that they actually included this with the console, with the CD attachment.
This would just be the thing you would have to go to the store and buy.
And especially considering the TurboGrafx like nickel and dimed you for absolutely everything, I think this is the one time where they didn't like shortchange you on something. Other than the Turbo Duo, that was really awesome to get 5-pack in games. That's kind of badass.
Awesome. Yeah,
so, but yeah, I mean, I've been waiting to get one of these simply because it's so iconic in the eyes of any TurboGrafx collector. We all remember seeing these on the shelves. I wanted the turbo CD attachment so bad, guys, but it was so expensive. I mean, even back then, I mean, this thing was like $300. It was like the price of a console now. And this was in 1991
We're
or
not adding
92.
inflation.
No, I mean this was astronomical to actually ask something like that for a console when a Super Nintendo was like $150. So, but dude, hey, mom and dad, you didn't buy me one. I'm all grown up. I got my own. It's all good, man. Better late than never, right?
Yeah.
So that about wraps up this very most awesome TurboGrafx edition. Rated
Turbo
T.
episode.
Rated T for Turbo. That's how we do things here. Tommy, it has been awesome, man. I hope you've had a good time.
This is great.
This
Can't wait to play
this is
these
your
games.
education.
I can't wait.
This is your education.
Have you told them why we can't play some of them yet?
I guess I should tell them that, right? Okay, so my TurboGrafx obviously still works. I do have a Turbo Duo that I purchased a long time ago, and this is going to make a lot of you pissed off. It only cost me $80. There was one small problem with it. It has trouble reading discs, which I knew going in, so I was like, dude, for $80, I'll take the risk on it. So, the Turbo Duo is actually with the Wizards at East Starland right now, who they do system repairs and stuff, and they're going to see if they can resolve the CD laser issue. I did ask them to change the capacitors while they have it, since that's a known problem with those. Also with the Turbo Express, the audio just gets kind of finicky. I'm like, why you got it? Why you got the thing apart? Let's go ahead and fix anything that's going to potentially be a problem in the future.
It's important.
It is, and I have a gift certificate there, so I don't think it's even going to cost me anything. So thanks, sis. Thanks for the gift certificate. So hopefully we get that back soon. We can actually play some CD games. If we can, you're probably going to see him on Retro Game Lounge Live, dude. Tommy's like foaming at the mouth. I mean, I remember poor Tommy. We had a conversation not that long ago where I actually asked him, because it just been like bothering me. I
didn't realize. I don't know how you didn't.
I don't know. I don't think about this stuff. I was like, Tommy, you ever played at TurboGrafx? And he was like, no. I was like, well, why the hell haven't you ever asked me? I'm like, really, bro? Like, you don't have to sell me on that. I'm their fucking, I mean, look at me. I'm their damn cheerleader, for crying out loud.
And I finally got to play one.
I am down with Turbo anytime. Like, seriously. I don't need to be
as soon as you get,
in the mood.
As soon as you get the thing fixed, we're going to
we can play some, we can play some Turbo Chip.
Play some other stuff,
We have a ton of Turbo Chip awesomeness.
There's so much I haven't been through. So
I mean, the majority of my collection is Turbo Chips. So
you have tons to teach me.
We have a shitload of stuff to get through that's just going to rock your shit. It's going to be really awesome. So, Tommy, thank you so much for joining me on this special TurboGrafx episode, man.
It's fun to be here.
It's been a pleasure to have you. To all of you guys out there, fellow Turbo collectors, man, you guys fucking rock, man. We are a niche within a niche, man. We're like the inner circle of game collectors, man, because whenever I meet someone, anytime we're at East Starland, or I talk to one of you guys on YouTube, that they say, like, hey, I'm a Turbo collector too, like, I love the TurboGrafx. It's like meeting a fucking family member that I never knew I had. Like, seriously, I want to be like, I will go out of my way to talk to that person, because it's so awesome. It's like meeting someone who's into metal.
Yeah.
When you're metalhead, you're like, bro, like, you're so excited to meet them, because it's so cool that someone shares, like, your hobby within this hobby.
Yeah.
Because there's so few of us out there, man. I mean, it's just, growing up having the TurboGrafx, seriously, no bullshit, guys. 1%. I was the only kid in my entire class who had one. I didn't know another kid in school had one. No.
Damn.
There was a kid who lived down the street from me who got it the same Christmas I did. So I literally had one guy to trade games with. That was it. And neither of us had that many games. So, I mean, yeah, it just kind of sucks. But, dude, it was definitely cool to have it. I mean, this is before the Super Nintendo, before the Sega Genesis. Like, dude, I was like 8-bit.
Yeah.
Fucking 16-bit, man. 8-bit's for kids. So, I've loved this stuff all my life, man. And just when I got the idea rolling around in my head to actually do a TurboGrafx episode, I was like, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it right. Like, I'm going to freaking swing for the fences, man. We're going to bring the AAA shit.
You did it.
I think so. Well, thanks, Tommy. Thank you. I hope you guys have enjoyed this, man. For any of you who don't know a lot about TurboGrafx, hey, you just got turbo learned. That's how we do things here, man. TurboGrafx always has a special place in my heart, and will always have a special place here on Retro Game Lounge and Retro Game Hall. So, as we always say here on Retro Game Hall, to all of my fellow gamers, turbo collectors or not,
game on.
Especially if it's TurboGrafx. Turbo on.
Turbo on.
Turbo makes me happy.
That thing is in such working condition.
I just have to hug it a little bit. It's good to finally have one.